attorneys, they're licensed per state, right?
Correct. We have to pass the bar in every state we want to practice. So I can practice and handle cases anywhere in the state of Florida. I can't step outside Florida because I've never gone and tried to pass the bar in any other state but Florida.
But if they have properties in Tennessee and in Texas, that you
If
can still do that with a Florida.
I can handle anything they own in Florida. So what happens when you pass away is where was your primary place of residence? Where did you vote? What's on your driver's license? All those things. What did you consider home? That is called your primary place of residence, and that is where you open probate. So I can have a client who lives in Brevard County, but actually just rented an apartment in Brevard County, but that's their primary place of residence where they vote and everything. But they owned in another county in Florida, and then they owned in other states. Other states, you open what's called an ancillary probate. So you have to open it primary, and then you have to go open it in an ancillary, which is exactly why I recommend when I have clients at the beginning, let's set you up for success. We need to either name beneficiaries or we need to have a trust, because it'll already have paid it for itself multiple times over. Because if you don't, and you own across state lines, then you are going to be paying for multiple probates, because you have to hire an attorney in Florida, such as myself, and then you got to go hire an attorney in North Carolina, Tennessee, New York, wherever else that you own real estate to. And that gets really expensive and time consuming.
What happens with children if they're underage and parents get into a car accident and are gone?
If you had come to see me, we would have set you up for success with something called a pre-need guardian for minors. And it literally says, if my husband and I are not, or spouse and I are not able to, we're both incapacitated or we're both passed away, here is our order of priority, who's to immediately have access to our children. I have some clients, they're out of the country. So we actually have a plan in place. This person is to immediately have access. Then it's to go to this family member for the meantime until the permanent family member can arrive from out of country to get there. That's what allows that they don't have to end up with strangers or the police or foster care, anything like that, because you've already put it in place. Because if you don't have a plan in place, everything's got to go before a judge in a court hearing and figure out a plan, which that does not happen. You can't pass away tonight and you're already seeing the judge tomorrow morning. Like it's more of a process. It's more involved. People have to find someone to advocate and speak on their behalf. And so that's kind of why these documents can immediately be put into place.
What
When you do,
happens with the kids if it goes to court? Like what happens in the meantime if there's no document, right? Let's say they find the kids, parents, just were in a horrible accident. The kids are there, they're young. What do they do first?
they usually take them and then they'll go into some kind of care system, and then they've got to find, and that's where you end up in the short-term foster care or pre-guardians, or because they can't find family members. But the other piece about trying to find family members is you don't always get along with your family members. So that's kind of where there's no clear path and clear-cut information that states whether or not you even got along with these people, or whether you had like even we did when I worked for a judge for 4 years, we did family, criminal, and civil. There's a lot of sexual abuse that goes on. There's a lot of things. I always tell people we're leaving documents to help the judge help you. We're leaving them cookie crumbs so that if it ever did get to the point that you've got two family members fighting in guardianship court over both wanting to take control of the children and the assets and the money, and one is just eloquently, their attorney is just advocating and doing such a great job at making them look like they're amazing, but the judge has a document in front of them that I've prepared that says this person is never to serve as guardian of my children. Then the judge is like, oh, well, that person's a smooth talker, but I got something that says there's more going on, because the people before they died said very clearly that was the last person on earth. And I have that many times in my documents that we will list. It's to the extent where they have asked me to specifically say these family members are never to serve. They're never to be my agent. They're never to be my personal representative. They're never to be guardian of my children.
Wow, that's mind blowing.